Hi, I'm Roxanne Gould. This is my channel and I'm really glad you're here. And if you're new, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button so we can get to know each other. I love the comments. I read every one of them. Today I want to talk about adapting. So let's get started. I was interviewed lately on Instagram TV with Christina Hart. And she's just a lovely woman to speak with. She's so fun and so authentic and full of energy, and she's a really good interviewer. Well, we had about a 20-minute interview, and we covered a lot of topics about me going gray and what I thought of the modeling industry. And I want to touch on some of those topics so it's relevant to a lot of the people watching, because not everyone's a model, but a lot of these topics are still relevant. I'm just talking from my perspective as a model, and I can see how these certain adaptations that that I'm going through can be relevant to anyone that's watching. We're in a very unprecedented time, and it's challenging for humanity right now because the future's not predetermined. We need to take one day at a time to understand what it is that we're feeling, because there are a lot of emotions that are kind of coming up to the surface, shall we say, with the COVID-19 that's affecting how we are used to living our lives. And it's making us reconsider some of our habits and how we spend our time and what it is that is important to us. And in this conversation, I touched on being able to adapt to the changes. And for instance, if you're wanting to go gray and you have utilized this quarantine to not dye your hair and have gotten a jump start on letting your roots be exposed and have started your own transition, you have gone through adapting to a new you, adapting to what another day presents to itself. So when a person is going through adapting, it's really important to look at the moment. Because when we look at just the moment that we have, just right this moment, it's not as overwhelming as when we start to think of an overall arc of what is happening. If we just allow ourselves to understand, okay, this is where I am and I can handle this, this is comprehensible, this is something that is manageable, it's not so overwhelming for your nervous system. It doesn't stress you out. It's when we start to stack all these thoughts about what ifs and, oh my gosh, if it never goes back to what it was and I don't know what's coming, then we become a little more feeble and weak and overwhelmed. And this is when our world starts to become a little bit shaky and a little bit scary. And I know that's true for myself. I have been inside steady for 2 weeks and I needed to go out. I had a date that I knew about for those 2 weeks that I was home, and yet the day came when I needed to actually leave the house to go and make this date, and I became physically ill and nauseous, and I think it was all psychosomatic. It wasn't anything I ate. I had had a good night's sleep and I wasn't exposed to anything, and yet I woke up feeling ill. And I think it was because I was a little bit overwhelmed thinking about how the world is out there, and I'm in Florida where cases are on the rise, and the mindset that I had overwhelmed my system. I think I had stacked in my mind all the what ifs and the possibilities of, oh my gosh, this and that and the other could happen. And yet, in retrospect, if I had at that moment taken a look at where I was in my home, everything's fine, and I can handle this moment right now, then I would get through it. And in actuality, that's what I did. As the time passed and it came to the hour of actually leaving, I had managed my emotions around leaving. And when I left and I made my date, I showed up and I was fine and I had no more symptoms. So I was starting to stack in my own head about, I was just getting out of control. You know how your mind can play those tricks on you. And combating that is being able to just be rational and realize right now, right here, I'm fine. Same as if you're letting your hair grow in. You might see yourself in the mirror, have a reflection, and think, oh my gosh, this is a new me. Yet it's still you. It's still someone you know. It's still something you can handle one day at a time. You're not being overwhelmed if you let your mind go crazy. You just adapt and take it easy one day at a time. You might want to check out another interview that I did for an online magazine called Voyage Miami, Voyage MIA, and we talked about COVID and how, again, we need to adapt to our habits, to things that we're used to. So we are becoming more aware, I think, as a society about our actions, our steps, our decisions, and when we become overwhelmed with realizing that our future is not as stable as we would like to imagine, we can react. And sometimes the reaction is not very comfortable. So our lifestyle, in a way, is being reinvented as we move forward. Because when we start to question how it is that we are acting, and we look inside ourselves, deep within, and really listen to what it is that each of us need individually, this helps to mediate the craziness that our mind can lead us toward. We become then in charge of our own step in life. And we, in turn, affect the future for everyone. And yet it's almost like a more authentic future, because we are stemming, our actions stem from something that is deep within us, that is more authentic to how we as individuals want to act, not how we feel like we should because everyone else is doing it. We are being more true to ourselves, and that is reflected in what we choose to buy, where we choose to go, who we choose to be with. Accepting change can be very exciting. It can be an exciting time because you are more fluid and things are not predestined or predetermined. So this becomes like a very new day. Like, what is today going to hold? There are unlimited possibilities. As long as we are open to it, as long as we are accepting of it, as long as we see our new gray hair grow in and we accept it and are thrilled by it because something new is unfolding and evolving right in front of us, and we are in charge of it. We're not overwhelmed by it because we realize in this moment, I am okay. When I met the people I was going to be, that I had the date with, every moment I was with them, I was okay. I could handle it. It was familiar enough for me to feel safe, and they were a great group of people, and we had the opportunity to come up with new ideas at the moment, and it was an all-day event, and we were actually outside, and we needed to shift what we thought would happen because a rainstorm came and completely soaked everything we were working on. It was a photo shoot, and we of course know that in Florida there are summer rains, and so you do make certain precautions and take certain steps to be prepared for the unexpected, and we got through it. But you don't know when the rain is coming or how hard the rain is going to come, right? You adapt. You look at it as exciting. You take it in the moment, one step at a time, and you are able then to breathe through the situation, lower the stress threshold, be more in tune with what it is that you really want to do, and move closer towards your goals. And in actuality, make your dreams come true. No matter how minute they might seem, you are still a creator. You are still the one that is creating something out of nothing that hopefully suits you, as long as you allow the flow of adaptation to come in to your realm. I hope that's not a little too obtuse, but it is kind of a nebulous topic. But in a way, we all hopefully can relate to this, because every day we wake up and we really don't know what's going to happen. Each and every day, the unexpected could happen. Like, what a difference a day makes. So let me just sum it up by hopefully getting the point across that if we allow ourselves to breathe into the moment and relax into the moment and feel like this exact moment is something that we have control over, and we are actually fine right in this exact moment, then it will help us to move forward in these strange and stressful times. It's when we start stacking all of our fears on top of each other about not knowing and afraid of what might come, or afraid that things might not go back to the way they were. You know, all these ideas that can stack on top of each other are eliminated if we just realize, okay, in this exact moment I am okay. And I can handle this, and I am well, and I am going to get in touch and in tune with what it is that I need to do next. And be excited by the unlimited possibilities that are lying dormant and ready to be exposed in the next moment. Every day has new possibilities. Just breathe your way through it. Know you're going to be okay and are supported. And I hope that this helps you feel a little bit more balanced and secure during these very strange, unprecedented times that we're living in. I love you. God bless you. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And subscribe so that we can carry on this conversation. Till next time. Bye-bye.